So, BBI, it's still all over the place, yeah? Promising to magically transform Kenya into a prosperous country where we all love each other and practice equity and equality. Hi, I'm Jackie from Think Illustrate, where we use illustrations to help you understand legal and social justice issues. And today, we continue talking about the Building Bridges initiative, looking at issue number 6, which talks about shared prosperity. So where did this all come from? Well, we all know the words of our national anthem. Raha tupate na ustawi. Yeah, we all sang it every Monday and Friday during assembly. At least if you did 844, you must have sung it. So, the issue now is that majority of Kenyans haven't really enjoyed that raha and ustawi that the national anthem talks about. Instead, what we have is extreme hunger and poverty, unemployment and underemployment, extreme inequality with a gap that we just can't seem to close, irrational incentives against innovation, cartels just making life hard for everyone, too many obstacles in trying to start a business, especially if you're small and youth-led, and finally, inequalities in access to education, health, infrastructure, clean drinking water, wastewater management, basically the basic necessities for human prosperity, you know? And why do we have all these problems? The task force says that first, we need to stop focusing on sharing the cake and instead find ways to make a bigger cake so that there's more to go around. Also, the cartels are really destroying the agricultural sector, which, as we learned in GHC, is the backbone of the economy. Also very important is that our economy is unable to create enough jobs and wealth because it is built around an extractive model instead of focusing on a model of value creation. And now, what should we do about it? Let's have a look at some of the recommendations of the task force. Number 1, Viva la Révolution! Seriously, they say we need an economic revolution to create a high employment, high productivity, value creation, and exporting economy. And what would this look like? Some of the highlights are A. Reducing foreign borrowing and increasing our national savings to at least 25% of the GDP. B. Making laws to protect the intellectual property in Kenyan innovations, genetic resources, traditional knowledge, etc., so that Kenyans can prosper through innovation. C. Broaden the tax base and simplify taxation to lower fraud and encourage compliance. D. Encourage innovation in the agriculture sector and improve market linkages for farmers so that they can get the most out of their hard work, you know. Second recommendation is that the government needs to consciously implement Article 43 on economic and social rights. How? First, by requiring all election campaign manifestos to tell us how they plan to implement the Bill of Rights. And 2, that the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics should publish an annual Human Development Index which will assess the progress of the implementation of this Article 43. And 3, beware of corruption which may undermine all these efforts. Number 4, we should stop borrowing so heavily and destroying the environment so that the future generations have something at least. And 5, we should prioritize public resources for development rather than recurrent expenses. Number 6 is that we should encourage innovation and entrepreneurship from an early age. And the task force gives a few ideas on how to do this. 1 is that we should make it easier for small businesses to grow and compete in the market. For example, by giving them a 7-year tax holiday to support youth entrepreneurship and job creation. Next recommendation is to encourage the private sector to have a national non-profit foundation to support and mentor youth entrepreneurs, and that this mentorship aspect should be streamlined into CSR activities. And finally, under supporting youth innovations, is that Huduma centers should have an advice desk manned by a business development expert. And now to the final recommendation, which is that government should undertake development initiatives in every county. One particular proposal is what they call the Kubadili Plan. This will be aimed at wards that have been marginalized presently and historically. So the plan is to identify the most marginalized and put up infrastructure in these wards to bring them up to the level of non-marginalized areas of the country. Whew, the recommendations were way more than this, but it would have taken us forever and a day to go through them all. If you're interested, go to the BBI official website and download the PDF version and read them one by one. If you like to learn about legal stuff and social justice issues in a fun and interesting way, please do subscribe to this channel and tell everyone you know to subscribe. Here at Think Illustrate, we believe that everyone has a right to access legal information because this is the first step to accessing justice for all. Hope to see you next time for BBI issue number 7, corruption. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a lovely day or lovely evening depending on where you are and what time you watch this.